For most growing businesses, IT support feels like this constant headache. It's just another cost center, something you just have to deal with, right? But what if that's the completely wrong way to look at it? What if your IT could be way more than just a fix-it service? What if it could be a real strategic advantage that actually helps you win? Well, let's dive into how that works. So let me ask you something straight up. Does managing your company's tech feel like a never-ending problem? If you're sitting there nodding your head right now, trust me, you are not alone. It's one of the biggest and most frustrating growing pains for businesses everywhere. I bet some of these look painfully familiar, right? You've got those unpredictable costs that just pop up and destroy your budget. Maybe you've got inconsistent support, where one office gets great help and another is just left hanging. And of course, underneath it all, there's that constant nagging worry about security threats. This all adds up to way more than just frustration. It's a huge drag on your team's productivity and, honestly, their morale. Now, this whole situation, it actually has a name. We call it the SMBIT challenge. It's the state of what you might call decentralized chaos, where every location has its own weird ad hoc solution and there's no single person or system in control. But the real problem here isn't just the chaos. It's the massive missed opportunity. But okay, it's not all doom and gloom. Here's the good news. There is a way out of this cycle. There's a proven strategic model that is literally designed to fix this mess and turn your IT into a streamlined, powerful asset for your business. And this is where things really start to get interesting. The solution we're talking about is a model called hub-level support. So let's break down what that actually is and, more importantly, what it can do for you. At its core, hub-level IT support is actually a pretty simple idea. It's a model that centralizes all of your IT services. So instead of having all this scattered, inconsistent support, you have one central hub, like a command center, that manages everything for all of your locations. The goals are simple. Optimize your resources, make sure the service is consistent for everyone, and, of course, lock down your security. And this is what a real professional service looks like. It's not just about waiting around for things to break. It's about having 24/7 access to help and proactive monitoring that actually spots problems before they can affect your team. We're talking comprehensive cybersecurity that's always on the hunt for weak spots. This is a total shift from playing defense to playing offense. Okay, so that all sounds great in theory, but how does this model actually transform all those pains we talked about into real, tangible wins for your company? Well, the difference becomes crystal clear when you see it side by side. Just look at this. It's a night and day difference. You go from inconsistent support and those scary, unpredictable hourly bills to a standardized, reliable service with one predictable monthly fee. The whole game changes from constantly putting out fires to having a proactive security system that prevents them in the first place. It is literally the difference between chaos and control. And this isn't just theory, the results are real. For example, one company, Tech Solutions Inc., switched to this model and cut the time it took to resolve their IT issues by a whopping 40%. Just think about that for a second. 40% less downtime, 40% less frustration, and all that time back for your employees to do their actual jobs. And check this one out. Another company, RetailNet Solutions, optimized their systems and saw a 25% jump in their customer transaction speeds. This is a fantastic example of how IT isn't just an internal cost. It can be a powerful tool that directly improves your customer experience and boosts your bottom line. Let's talk about the big one for a second, money. That old ad hoc model of paying by the hour is just wildly unpredictable. It's a budget killer. With a managed hub-level service, you move to a fixed monthly fee. This completely changes the game for your budgeting because you're turning a volatile, unpredictable expense into a stable, predictable one. And to put that into context, most small and medium-sized businesses spend about 10% of their entire IT budget just on support services. When you can optimize and stabilize that slice of the pie, it creates a massive financial win that lets you reinvest that money into other areas of your business, the areas that actually drive growth. Okay, so you see the benefits, you get the logic. The next big question is probably, how do I actually do this? Let's walk through a really clear roadmap to get you from where you are now to having a successful, centralized IT system. The whole process really boils down to 3 simple strategic steps. First, you define your goals. What are you trying to achieve? Is it better security, lower costs?
Then you map out your path. You assess your needs, you check out vendors, and you design your strategy. And finally, you apply the plan. And this is crucial, you measure its success with clear metrics.
And if you want to get even more granular, here's an actionable checklist you can use. First, really gauge your needs so you know exactly what problems you're trying to solve. When you look at vendors, dig deep into their service level agreements, their SLAs. That's their written promise to you. Make sure your security is compliant with laws like GDPR, because those fines are no joke. And finally, constantly monitor your performance. The goal here is continuous improvement, not just a one-time fix. When you boil it all down, this entire shift in thinking can be captured in one key idea. It's about moving IT from being a reactive repair service to being a proactive part of your business strategy. The source material really nails it with this quote. By implementing structured strategies, SMBs can leverage hub-level IT support to drive their business forward. So I'll leave you with this final thought for your own company. Right now, is your IT just another line item on the balance sheet? Just another cost center you have to pay for? Or is it a powerful strategic asset that actually gives you a competitive advantage? Because with the right model, you absolutely get to choose.